Hello and welcome. One of the most valuable resources we all have is time. Learning how to make the best use of our time is one of the key skills to being productive, successful, and feeling fulfilled. There are many proven practices and guidelines, and it's easy to get started. However, it's important that we're able to answer 3 questions before we get started. The first question is simply, what is time management? We can say that time management is the process of planning and organizing how we allocate time effectively and efficiently in order to achieve specific goals and objectives. In short, time management helps us to work smarter rather than harder by working on the right things, doing so efficiently to achieve personal and professional success. This may sound very formal and complicated. We may think, I don't have time for that. So it's also important that we dispel some myths about time management or understand what it's not. There are 7 common myths and misconceptions that hold us back or result in poor time management habits. Let's review them. First, some people think that effective time management means being busy all the time. In reality, good time management often means the opposite, creating time for rest and leisure activities by being more efficient at work. The second myth is that we have no control over our time. While it's true that we can't control time in the literal sense, we can control how we manage and use it, how we enhance our focus, and how we enrich the time we spend. We must adjust our thinking from, I don't have time, to I'm not making time, and learn to take ownership of priorities, time allocation, and managing disruptions according to our desired pursuits. The third myth is that many people believe that doing multiple things at once saves them time. However, numerous studies have shown that multitasking actually erodes our focus, decreases productivity, leads to mistakes, and lowers the quality of work. Fourth, time management is not about creating a rigid plan for every minute of the day and sticking to it. While planning is essential for effective time management, it's also important to leave room for flexibility. Unanticipated events will happen, and knowing how to adapt is a key part of effective time management. Time management myth number 5 is that it's all about using digital tools and apps. These can be very helpful, but more than anything, effective time management requires changing our mindset, learning new skills, and building better habits. Sixth, we need to be clear that good time management isn't only about getting work done. It also includes finding a balance between work and personal time. In order for these habits to be sustainable, we need to practice them not only for productivity at work, but to get more satisfaction out of the time we spend on hobbies, family, and leisure. The 7th myth is that there's one formula or solution for time management that's guaranteed to work for everyone. While there are many techniques that can help almost anyone, what works for one person may not work for another. Effective time management strategies must be personalized and adapted to fit each of us. This may take some trial and error to find what works best. Once we understand what time management is and is not, we need to answer the question, what's my goal for this? Changing habits requires effort and commitment to practicing each day. That's why we need to identify our strong motivation for getting better at time management. Leaders may recognize that they want to spend more time on higher priority projects, on coaching their team members, or investing in skills for their own career advancement. Effective time management can often give us an opportunity to think, plan, and make better decisions. We may simply need to be more productive or achieve more without working long hours. When we recognize that we're under stress related to workloads and deadlines, time management can help us regain control and reduce stress. Our goal may be to spend more time on our hobbies, side businesses, volunteering, or with family and friends. We may have many wishes, goals, and ideas of how we'd like to spend our time. However, it's important to identify 1 or 2 that we feel strongest about. We might ask ourselves, what would I do with an extra hour each day? Writing this goal down and referring to it during the time management journey will help us to stay motivated. The third question we must answer is, where do I want to start? There are many possible focus areas for time management, such as prioritization, planning, managing interruptions, reducing procrastination and multitasking, etc. Time management may seem like a big challenge, and it's important that we approach it step by step, taking a long-term approach starting with one area that we most want to do something about. We can use evaluation tools such as the Time Management Habit Self-Assessment and the DILO analysis to help us understand our strengths, weaknesses, and where our time goes. Then, we can design our time management plan and practice specific tools and techniques to address the time losses that affect us the most, one at a time. We can achieve personal and professional goals by setting priorities, reducing distractions, and making time to focus on our highest value tasks and responsibilities. That wraps up our review of getting started with time management. We'll see you soon.